First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. Arsenal and Leicester City both sit joint top of the Premiership this evening. We've got our first top of the table clash. As the old saying goes, there can be only one. A hot autumnal evening at Filbert Street. Leicester City hosted Arsenal, Martin O'Neill's side, hoping to continue their brilliant start to the season. But it'll be tough.
Savage. Is it? That's not a bad ball into Cotti. And he couldn't get the direction on the header.
Everton are off the mark this season, but face a Manchester United side that feel they're just warming up at the moment, yet to hit top gear. They do so at Goodison Park.
He'll be able to get in enough crack. He does. Oh! And he cracks the bar!
Southampton remain the only side with no points this season. They face the Crystal Palace side that's in great form, currently 5th.
Now Davis for Southampton. Hurst. He's got support on his right. It's Jason Dodd. Plays it in towards Ostenstadt. Just wide of the near post.
We've got all the goals from the weekend. And we've got two people that could talk about all the goals. Trevor and Trevor are with us this evening. But first we start at Filbert Street. Arsene Wenger's side has made an impressive start going joint top of the Premiership with Leicester City and Bolton Wanderers. Martin O'Neill's side were delighted after getting promoted, have the Coca-Cola Cup to their name. Would they add the Premiership, or is that just wishful thinking that Leicester could ever win it? Your commentator at this one is Trev Champion.
It's a big day at Filbert Street. Leicester City and Arsenal share 7 points each. A good start to the campaign for both. Sun is shining over Filbert Street today. A competitive game expected. It's an early top of the table showdown. Leicester City strengthened off the back of a good season last season. European football on the horizon. Tony Cotti leading the line with Emil Heskey. Cotti, after his brief liaise with Selangor, wants to make a difference to Leicester City's season. Arsenal line up pretty much the same as we've seen before. That strong midfield of Patrick Vieira and Emmanuel Petit. Dennis Bergkamp in scintillating form at the moment, not more so than the 3-1 defeat of Southampton the other week. Ball to Overmars, took it expertly. Vieira getting involved, Overmars again in a position to cross. Kamark is doing a good job of shadowing him, and Bergkamp with a free header, and that's a really good chance for Arsenal in the early going. Not a prolific header of the ball, Bergkamp. You'd think Ian Wright may have been a preferred target there, but just got under it. Kick by Keller, looking for Heskey, but Tony Adams equal to it. Here's Winterburn. Ball through the gap there for Overmars. Wright turning, and Bergkamp turning, and scoring! Well, we said he's in great form, and Dennis Bergkamp, inside 10 minutes, has put Arsenal in front at Filbert Street. He is that clinical. Wright saw the run to the diagonal left, and it's an instant swivel from Bergkamp. Right foot shot beyond Keller. Got to appreciate this skill to use Walsh as a shield and whip it into that corner. Arsenal 1-0. Ears were pricked up when Leicester finished the season so strongly last campaign, and their victory over Liverpool at Anfield has certainly turned those heads. Savage. Is it? That's not a bad ball into Cotti, and he couldn't get the direction on the header. A big chance to add to his 1 goal this season already. Just couldn't get over the ball to send it back across David Seaman. Fowler hugging the touchline. Long ball there again to Overmars. Winterburn getting involved. Arsenal going through the gears here. Winterburn whips it in again for Bergkamp. Had a couple of those opportunities on the near post. Might have took a nick off the defender. It did. It's a corner to which Emmanuel Petit will take. Corner in towards Bergkamp again. He went down. The referee waving play on. Saw nothing in that. Here's Overmars. Vieira. T through the gap for Wright with a curler off the upright. Parler getting involved again. But Ian Wright so close to doubling Arsenal's advantage. Got the whip, just not enough to steer it inside the post. A let off for Leicester. Leicester seeing a foul there. Savage as we play on. It's into Heskey, and Heskey, great save by Seaman. That's the best chance really so far for Leicester City. It's got the crowd going. Good ball by Heskey, 1 touch and a right foot volley. That's a great save by Seaman. Heskey again. Adams tight to him. No foul. Petit comes away with it. Vieira, right for Petit again. Commands that central position and right with a shot. Ian Wright with a goal to his name this season and plenty more behind him in an Arsenal shirt. Certainly got his shooting boots on, but I don't think that was ever troubling Keller. Petit heavily involved already, but it's dispossessed there, and Heskey. Guppy and Cotti combining. That's a good ball from Cotti to Izzet. Had to check back. Heskey looking to turn, and Vieira came in, and that's going to be a free kick to Leicester right on the edge. Bit of a body check there from Patrick Vieira. Emile Heskey shielding, and yeah, right decision by the official. And a free kick. Ossie Izzet's left foot did the job on the opening day. Can it now? No, it can't. It hits the Arsenal wall. A second attempt. Seaman equal to it. Izzet may feel he could have done better on the follow-up, but Leicester City are not out of this by any stretch. Another long ball attempt cut out by Watts. Header finds Guppy. Savage through the lines for Heskey. Heskey holding off Vieira again and getting a shot away, and Seaman once again denies him. The England goalkeeper doing his utmost to keep Emile Heskey and Leicester City at bay. It would have been a great time for Leicester to equalise. Seaman was having none of it. Duffy. Savage. Cotti with a little touch, didn't find Heskey that time, and Arsenal cleaned up well. Winterburn made a few of those passes today to great effect. This is good football by Arsenal. Vieira. Oh, that's really well worked. Ray Parlour's in, and Parlour for Bergkamp! Oh, that's a classic Arsenal goal. Beautifully worked from one end of the pitch to the other. Patient build-up, but snappy passing in the final third. And Parlour didn't rush it, chips it in, and Bergkamp met it with a head. He had two-headed attempts in the first half. It's third time lucky for the Dutchman, and Arsenal widen the gap here at Filbert Street. Guppy. Leicester aren't out of this, but that second goal really has knocked the stuffing out of them. Cotti. Heskey wide for Guppy, who's been heavily involved. Lennon was taken out there, referee waves play on. Watts manages to get the cross in for Heskey, and Seaman chose to punch it. It's gone back for Lennon. Savage into Cotti, and Cotti couldn't turn. Bowles did his job well. The pressure is there, but that famous Arsenal back line holding strong. And Izzet was offside there, I think. Disappointing. That sort of positional lapse there has cost Leicester on a few occasions today. He is actually going to issue a yellow card to Ray Parlour for the challenge on Neil Lennon earlier. Parlour felt it was a coming together, but he goes into the book. Lennon, Savage shooting opportunity here perhaps. Vieira was quick out to him, deflected, and through to Seaman. It is not working for Leicester today. They are not enjoying that same freedom they did at Anfield the other week. Heavy deflection, and an easy one for Seaman. Guppy. Parlour went in again, and this time he's given the free kick. No question of a second yellow for Parlour. It's a trip. Referee just having a word here. Don't know whether that's for the actual foul or for the descent that followed. Guppy had the better of him. It's clumsy more than anything. Guppy's fatigue setting in, and Fenton replaces him. Parlour. Only a minute left now. Arsenal just need to see this one out. Parlour is doing his job for the team here, just keeping hold of the ball. Throw in. They've got on with it. Petit, what a ball that is! And Carmarker's made a real mess of it. It evaded Keller, and that's going to be an own goal. The attempt to clear it was too late. The ball was already over the line, and Arsenal have a third, and that truly is game, set and match now. It's a great ball in by Petit, and Carmack trying to do his duty at the back post, took too heavy a touch, and it's a disappointing day for Leicester City, who came into this game with big hopes and a very satisfactory day at the office for Arsenal. Seeping out of the ground now. Savage. We're into stoppage time here. Carmarker really can't be too hard on himself with a 2-0 deficit already established at that point. Free kick. Overmars just buying a little more time here before the inevitable whistle. It's only a small setback, I believe, for Leicester in the grand scheme of things, but Arsenal go from strength to strength. Lennon whipping the delivery in towards Heskey with the acrobatics. Almost a why not feel to that at this point. But Heskey has been denied by Seaman in the first half and hasn't had a sniff in the second. A terrific win for Arsenal. Dennis Bergkamp with 2 excellent goals. One more individual, the other a great team goal. And an own goal from Kamak at the end, putting the glossing on this performance. It's Leicester City 0, Arsenal 3.
But I think the way we played the football, it was very good. I think Dennis Bergkamp played excellent. Je ne sais quoi, he runs good, and it is impressive, and it is very pleasing when you see your team play like this. You know, we have to look at this, and you got to think that when you play against opposition like this, it's completely bananas that we got to hope. But you know, we'll take some from this. But you know, we hope that we can certainly learn and improve from this.
Well, in the end, it's a rather convincing performance by Arsenal, who were quite fabulous, and in particular Dennis Bergkamp you picked out, Trevor. I thought Bergkamp was brilliant, wasn't he? For me, it was his ability to sort of find space where nobody else could within the game. And you compare that to Leicester City's front two of Tony Cottee and Emil Heskey. Bergkamp just found a yard, and sometimes great players, that's what they do. Great players make it look like they have a lot more time than everybody else. Dennis Bergkamp did that today. He was fantastic. And you've also Trevor, picked up David Seaman, haven't you? Well, yeah, whenever Leicester City did get through, Arsenal's famous backline, there was the save to be made, and there was David Seaman. So I think we need to praise that, but I think what we have just seen here is a real golf and class, and I think Arsenal set the real first marker of the season that they could very much be a challenger. Well, now focusing the top, we'll focus at the bottom at the moment. That's if you're a Saints fan. Southampton are yet to get any points at the moment. They were hoping to so against newly promoted Crystal Palace. Palace themselves with a magnificent start to the season. 2 wins from the opening 3 games at the moment. Could they make it 3 out of 4? Your commentator for this one is Trev Motson.
Newly promoted Crystal Palace are the surprise package in the early weeks of the Premiership season. Today, they visit pointless Southampton looking to continue their perfect away record. It's 2 wins from 2 away from Selhurst Park for Steve Coppell's side, whilst it's been a disastrous opening to the campaign for Southampton, who have suffered 3 consecutive defeats. Having avoided relegation by just 1 point last season, it appears that Dave Jones's side are in for another long campaign. However, I hope the atmosphere is coming across in your living rooms as the Dell is rocking ahead of this one. Egil Ostenstad is the only Southampton player to score this season. He is partnered by David Hurst this afternoon, whilst there is a start for former Chesterfield forward Kevin Davis. Summer signing Paul Jones continues in goal. The signing of Attilio Lombardo has sprinkled some continental stardust on Palace. The Italian has been a revelation, and he starts, together with Sweden international Thomas Brolin. Jones hits it long towards Ostenstad, who heads it down to Letizia. Now Davis for Southampton. Hurst. He's got support on his right. It's Jason Dodd. Plays it in towards Ostenstad. Just wide of the near post from Ostenstad, but good football by the Saints. Flowing possession. The ball found its way to Jason Dodd. A good delivery. Ostenstad's header just off target. Chris Day telling his teammates to get forwards. He hits his goal kick long. Churchich will keep this in on the near touchline. Now Roger for Palace. Shipperley plays it back to Roger. Snatched into his opportunity. But a bright open start from both teams here at the Dell. Thought it might be an entertaining afternoon, and the early signs are promising. Roger off target there, but chances at both ends. Looks like Jones will go long again from his goal kick. Indeed he does. Hurst looking to win that one in the air. Letizia into Ostenstad. Now Carlton Palmer. Captain Letizia. Is he fouled? Yes, he was. Bruce Dyer disagrees. But as much as he complains and wags his finger. The initial decision will stand. It's a free kick to Southampton and a chance for the hosts to get the ball into the box. It'll be Letizia with the delivery as we approach the 10-minute mark. Hurst takes it on his chest and shoots and scores a brilliant opener. What a goal by David Hurst. It's been a difficult start in a Southampton shirt, but he has now scored for Southampton, and the huge beaming smile on his face tells you just how happy he is. A thumbs up on the touchline from his manager, who's kept faith in the striker since his summer move from Sheffield Wednesday. It was a lovely first touch by Hurst, and the second was unstoppable. No chance for Day, and probably no chance for any goalkeeper. Brilliant from Hurst. Southampton are 1-0 up. Churchage. Brolin. Now Roger. Plays it back out to this left-hand side, and this is Dean Gordon looking for support. Uses Roger, who has time to shoot, and it's a good save by Jones. The second time Roger has had an opportunity. This time he was on target. Decent effort, but a save that Jones would have hoped to have made. Lombardo, signed from Juventus in the summer. Roger, got Churchich here. Plays it out to Brolin, who should get on the end of it. Brolin plays it across, and Shipperley equalises. Palace are level. Lovely football by Crystal Palace, and it's Neil Shipperley with the equaliser. But the move was something special. Started with Lombardo out on the right hand side. The ball worked its way over to Brolin, and his ball across the box. It was impossible to defend, and Shipperley really couldn't miss. The quality of Lombardo, Churchich and Brolin on show there. But it's Shipperley who has his name on the score sheet. We're back level. Churchich. Roger now. Looks for Lombardo. Good ball in. Dyer beaten in the air, and it's a corner to Crystal Palace. Brolin, who set up the equaliser, to take it. With the outswinger, Gordon goes up, and this is Shipperley! It's somehow kept out. Jones tipped the ball onto the post, the ball rebounded back onto him, and somehow the ball didn't cross the line. Shipperley's effort, it's a brilliant first save, and then a little bit of luck shining on Paul Jones. Ostenstad, Letizia. Will he let fly? Yes, he will! Oh, he's hit the post. We've seen him score from that range on so many occasions, and he is the width of the post away from scoring here. Matt Letizia so close. Letizia pulling the strings, as he so often does. Ostenstad back to Palmer. Ball is left for John Beresford, signed from Newcastle United, of course. This is Davis. Letizia. Will he have another shot? No, he won't. He plays it out to Beresford. Davis. Was he tripped? Letizia shots, and the referee has pointed to the spot. It's a penalty to Southampton. I think it was Mark Edworthy on Davis. A brilliant spot by the official. As we look at the replay here, Davis, a quick pass and Edworthy came charging in. The fullback really unhappy with the decision. But from 12 yards, Matt Le Tissier is usually so deadly. Will he score here? Oh, it's saved! A brilliant save by Day! And Le Tissier is denied. Well, it was a brilliant first half. Will we have as much entertainment in this second period? Southampton opening the scoring, but pulled back by that Shipley equaliser. Tissier missing a penalty, of course, too. This is Roger. Good ball in towards Churchich, who has so much time and space to put Crystal Palace ahead. What a start to the second half, and it's Sasha Churchich who scores for Palace. But what were the Southampton defence thinking? It was so simple. Churchich had the freedom of Southampton, but he still had to take his chance. Roger with the clip over the defence, and great composure from Churchich. But look at his run here, he wasn't tracked. Lovely first touch. Jones in a little bit of no man's land, and Palace are ahead. Southampton have it all to do again as they look to gain the first point of the Premiership season. Palace are on course for yet another away win. This is Roger who set up that Churchich goal. He's got away from his man. It's a good ball into Dyer. Bruce Dyer! That was close. And you feel that a third goal for Palace might just take this one away from the Saints. Oh, you don't get much closer. Shipley. Surely he was fouled. Doesn't matter. Palace keep the ball. This is Lombardo. Lovely switch of play, and now Thomas Brolin. The Swede cuts inside and finds Roger. He's been brilliant this afternoon. His shots charged down though. Ostenstad with the back heel. Oh, but it's given away by Southampton, and Shipley is onto this one. Bruce Dyer! And if you excuse the pun, it was a dire effort from the centre forward. But another chance for Crystal Palace, who are really knocking at the door now. Dyer knows he could have done better there. Lindenfarm towards Ostenstad, headed away though. Now Shipley for Palace. Dyer. The Eagles coming forward in numbers now. Thomas Brolin. Good ball in. Dyer! Just over the crossbar. And are the visitors going to regret missing all these chances? There's been wave after wave of Palace attack in this second half, but it remains just 2-1. Leon McKenzie replacing Dyer. It's Alan Nielsen on for Jason Dodd for the hosts. Oh, it's a brilliant tackle by Churchich, just as Southampton looked to threaten, but this is Hurst as we enter stoppage time. Davis. Is he fouled? Yes, he was. Southampton's goal came from a free kick in a similar position. I feel it's now or never for the Saints. Roger with the foul on Davis. Tackle that he didn't really have to make. What can Le Tissier do? His time quickly ticks by. Oh, it's awful, and it's cleared away. Shipley can see out time here for Palace. Great tackle by Kevin Richardson though. Lundegfarm Can they get the ball forward? Palmer. Beresford now. But that's it. It's 3 from 3 away from home for Crystal Palace. Southampton remain rooted to the bottom of the Premiership. They are yet to pick up a point, but the story here is all about the Eagles. Promoted in May, and they are flying. Sasha Churchich with the winner in the opening stages of the second half. It's finished at the Dell. Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 2. It's been a real rip-roarer of a contest.
Well, phenomenal result for Crystal Palace in an excellent game, Trevor, wasn't it? Brilliant game, really, really good, nice and open. I think one of the things that stood out is, first and foremost, Southampton scored that excellent goal through David Hurst, but then they just seemed to sort of lose some of the edge, and I think the penalty miss by Le Tissier seemed to deflate them, because as the match wore on, Crystal Palace got stronger and stronger and stronger, and I think fully deserved the win in the end, and it could be a big win for them. Well, what's going on with Dave Jones' side at the moment? They really look to be struggling at the moment. I think they're trying to find the right balance at the moment. I don't know what happened last year under Graham Souness, but they're not quite finding the best at the moment. I'm not sure their 4-3-3 formation really helps Le Tissier really get into the game much. He needs to sort of have 10 players built around him so he can do what he can do, and I think that's a big factor, and I think that was what was lacking. Well, now it's time to round up some of the other games that took place over the weekend, and we start at the moment at Ewood Park and an 8-goal thriller. Blackburn Rovers and Sheffield Wednesday surely have played the highest scoring game of the season, and it was double hat-tricks for both Gallagher and Sutton getting off the mark early. David Pleat said it was the worst defending he'd seen from any side, but you wouldn't know that. Going forward, they always carried a threat all afternoon, and Jim Magilton shortly equalised earlier on. But again, Jeff Kenner's brilliant cross was fantastically headed in by Gallagher. He got his first goal of the season, and Rovers were back ahead. And then an example of the poor defending that David Pleat was on about. Nobody knew who to take the blame. Perhaps it's Pressman. Either way, you don't give Chris Sutton those opportunities. He went ahead and got his second of the match. As more of it kicked on, Chris Sutton started to prefer provider. This lovely little jumping skill past Stevanovic and squared it easily for his striking partner to tap home. SES who, you might be saying. Both sitting on a hat-trick, but in the second half it was Wednesday that got the opening goal. A flick on by Di Canio, and suddenly Benito Carboni found himself completely unchallenged. Inside of the post helped pull one back for Wednesday. But it was Rovers that would have the last laugh in the end. More poor defending, a tap-in for Sutton to complete his hat-trick. And tap-ins were the order of the day. As poor as Wednesday were, Rovers were fantastic on the attack. Gallagher duly finished to complete his hat-trick. A 6-2 win for Rovers. They might well look like title contenders now, in a day to forget for Sheffield Wednesday. Liverpool showed they've still got a little bit of steel about them, as they had an important away win at Ellen Road to Leeds United. Michael Owen got the opening goal, played through by Paul Ince, his new captain, and the second one was a great bit of opportunistic finishing. Thompson's cross was popped in. Orville Glenardsson was there to toe-poke the ball home, as Liverpool picked up an important away win. Spurs and Aston Villa played out an excellent game, but it was Spurs that produced the comeback after Villa took the lead. Julian Jurchin, played through by Dwight York, was able to finish fantastically past Ian Walker. And then it was Stan Collingwood's goal after Fernando Nelson's low cross that put the Villa 2-0 up. Poor defending was to show for Aston Villa as they allowed Spurs back into the game. An example definitely showed on the one that got Spurs back into the game. After a good save from Bosnich, Ekiot's clearance went straight to Stefan Iversen. He decided he would go ahead and score. The equalising goal arrived in the second half, and it was Iversen, man of the match, that was the provider. His ball through to Les Ferdinand, 1-on-1 with Bosnich, 2 apiece. This one surprisingly finished 2-2 in the end. You wonder, should there have been a winning goal maybe? Coventry City and West Ham, though, also did play out or draw. Dion Dublin proving that he's definitely got the minus touch this season, finding his way past Rio Ferdinand and coolly finished by McCloskey. But West Ham United got their way back in, and it was pressure more than anything that showed. They kept on putting the ball in the right areas, and eventually Steve Lomas decided he would put the ball in the right area. A brilliant finish that Marcus Hedman had no chance over. A fantastic equaliser in a decent match, this. Astonishing that was. Right, let's go over to Goodison Park yet. Everton taking on Manchester United. Two sides at the moment which haven't really come to the ball in terms of their form at the moment. While Everton will be pleased to get their first win of the season, that's their only 3 points at the moment. As for Manchester United, they've got going, but they've not really set the world alight. This could be their first real big test. Your commentator for this one is Trevor Davis.
After finally getting off the mark, Everton might feel there could be an opportunity to get their season on track. Awaiting today is a Manchester United side that, while unbeaten, has yet to win away at the moment. Everton know they could do themselves, and perhaps the Premiership, a real service with a big performance here today. And there are changes shuffled in the Everton lineup to reflect this, and with Manchester United, a date in midweek in Europe very much on their minds. For Everton, though, sadly, no such worries for them, but could they go ahead and inflict a real surprise and breaking Manchester United's unbeaten record? Everton today bring in Michael Branch to partner Duncan Ferguson up front. Nick Barmby has moved out to left with a change of formation in a 4-4-2. Richard Dunn comes in at left back. As for Manchester United, Andy Cole partners Teddy Sheringham, Ryan Giggs returns along with Paul Scholes, and Ronnie Onstrom will partner Hannenberg. Phil comes in for Gary Neville at right back. Beckham with a corner kick. Cole, Keane, Sheringham, Giggs, Scholes, Irwin floating on the area. It's towards Scholes. It will come to Dennis Irwin. He's lost it. Barmby. It's Craig Short. Ferguson. That's a clever ball. This is John Uster. Oh! That should have been the opening goal. Great football from Everton. Ferguson seeing the run being made. Uster continued. Nobody in a red shirt saw it. He went first time. That's a let-off, I think, for Manchester United, you have to say. Kendall and Alec Ferguson have been rivals before. It's a poor pass. Will be claimed by Schmeichel. To know that what has made them this season, but the pressure is certainly to show with one or two Manchester United players. Sheringham having to replace Cantona. He won't tell you that. He's provided a Cantona-esque cross. Giggs got there. Gerrard read it. Cleared away, half an hour gone, still no goal. It was a very tight game, not a lot being given away by either side. Branch, Hutchison, Barmby again. Schmeichel came out, so did Johnson. It is Johnson that cleared it. Speed able to get past Scholes. Hutchison back to Speed. Was caught there by Beckham. Referee Darren Ashby pointing. The free kick. Further out for Gary Speed. Be able to get in enough crack. He does. Oh! And he cracks the bar. Schmeichel well beaten. Gary Speed, brilliant free kick. It seemed to swerve in the air. It's come in the end to Ferguson, who's had a go. And Everton are getting closer. This is the Ferguson chance. Long ball floated in. Ferguson certainly bigger than Irwin to get that chance off. And then the free kick by Speed. If we have a look at this, he's really hit this. It's floated all the way across. Smashed off the woodwork. Much to Manchester United's reprieve on Specs. Watson. Everton skipper's playing a good ball. This is Speeds. This is John Uster. Oh, it's easy. It's Ferguson. It's a good block by Ronnie Hodgson. Had to be. Everton having the better of the game at the moment. Hutchison. Ferguson heads it down. Branch trying to get the shot away. Actually handing Burgers across. Now, chance for Manchester United to move forward. They've been under the cosh for a fair amount of this first half. Beckham. Philip Neville for support. Throw in is Manchester United's. Beckham. Scholes. Good header away by Bilic. Neville takes it back to Keane, who looks to dink it into Giggs. Oh, that's delightful! Oh, that's a wonderful goal. And one can say it's completely against the run of play. Everton have had so much of it, but when Roy Keane picked this ball up, Giggs called the run. That is a wonderful pass, a brilliant finish by Giggs. Keane spotted the Welshman and chipped it through magnificently between both lines of Everton. Giggs, though, that is an underrated finish and a half. Against the run of play, Manchester United leads. Ferguson will certainly be the happier of the two before the break, but this side have been right under the cosh in this half. They've got their tails up and they lead. Neville back to Beckham. Keane is forward again. Actually, it is cleared away. It should be picked up by Uster. It is. Ferguson. Here's Giggs, the goal scorer. Sheringham, Cole. Sheringham again. That's a lovely ball to Beckham. Sheringham is forward, so's Cole. Oh, it strikes the post! United nearly doubled the advantage on the stroke of half-time. Everton just want half-time at the moment. Well, Mikhail Madar has come on to replace Michael Branch. Kendall going into his well for substitutions to hopefully try and restore what was parity, because Everton had so much of that game in the first half. United have snuck the lead and may get a second goal, but for the reactions there of Paul Gerrard, and it's Ryan Giggs again finding space, and it's Ryan Giggs who's causing problems. So need to get back into the game after being on top for so long, but finding themselves behind. There is a sign, isn't it, of winning a championship. It's winning games when you don't play very well. Probably honest to say Manchester United haven't played very well. They've played good in fits and starts. They've not played consistent. Consistency is certainly the key, and for both sides here, this will be a key moment. Here's Beckham that was caught here by Richard Dunn. Slightly more forceful, coming through to win the ball. Beckham with the free kick. Into a dangerous area. Oh! How's that not got in? It was Giggs again. It took a deflection round the back of Gerrard. It wouldn't land at the feet of Sheringham. Manchester United are still one ahead. Everton may feel that perhaps footballing gods might be smiling on them there. So unlucky not to go two ahead. Done. Around the back, Schmeichel reads it. It's calm play. Trademark long Schmeichel throw, which goes straight to Barmby. Offside, Duncan Ferguson. Looks like Johnson was going to get there, but that's a very close call. Linesman was brave to call that. change being made here for Everton. John Ooster is departing. Danny Cadamarteri comes on. Howard Kendall has run the changes. Dar and Cadamarteri on. Beckham not able to get a hold of it. Second opportunity. Hutchison does well. Beckham gets the better of him. Here's Cole. Beckham again. Dar. Barnby. This is better. Gary Speed. Speed's being allowed to go a long way. A really long way! And Schmeichel saves it. With that, the heavens open. It's raining on Merseyside. This is Sheringham. Great challenge by Dave Watson. Had to give it away in clearing it. It is Alec Ferguson's chance to make a change. A brother for a brother. Beckham's long throw. Gary Neville's first touch is to find Teddy Sheringham. And it is deflected behind for a corner kick. Great work here from Neville. He gets the ball in. Sheringham goes first time, and it is Dave Watson that makes an important block. Keane. Beckham. Neville lifted over Barnby. Beckham to put it in. It is blocked by Dunn. Racking up at the moment. Beckham to take again. Just flicked away by Bilic. Only as far as Cole. And Keane. Straight away to Beckham into a dangerous area. Oh! Well, Sheringham is furious with himself because really this should be 2-0. Really, Sheringham should have scored there. Alec Ferguson has reacted. Sheringham is being replaced here by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Cadamarteri. Short. Everton going to go for it, you feel, with the final 10 minutes left. This is Madar. Barnby. In towards Ferguson. Can't pass away from Irwin to find Giggs. Cole keeps it under the pressure of Hutchinson. Nice touch from Giggs. Draws the foul and gets it. Gerald Ashby's patience has run out, the referee. The booking for Hutchinson for that late challenge. Understandably so. Giggs quite late. Be justified in that free kick being given. Up into Dunn. Everton looking to get a point out of the game. Probably the least they deserve based on their first half performance. They're in under the cosh in the second half. This is Farrelly. Beckham will get it. There is Neville. Wins it back. Done. 2.5 minutes left. Farrelly blocked by Neville. It's going to be a corner. Gary Speed with the corner for Everton. Goes low. Wilson heads it away for Manchester United. Done. Farrelly. Go on. Here's Richard Dunn. Gets his cross. Ferguson! Oh! There was the chance. There was the chance for Everton. Dunn got his cross in. Ferguson had found himself unmarked. Oh, unbelievable.
Well, Trevor, a win there for Manchester United. It wasn't convincing again, but they've managed to win. What do you think that's holding them back in terms of being able to play some really sort of expansive, attractive, expressing themselves football-wise at the moment. I don't know. I think Manchester United might just be sort of playing the slightly longer game in terms of coming to the boil. They've never been traditional quick starters when it comes to the League Championship, as we've known for the past 5 years. But I think one of the factors which they will be hoping for today is this can set and allow them to build momentum. They've got to look at the positives for at the moment. That's once again clean sheet, 3 points, and away win, and their first one this season. I think one of the things they need to know is that Yandy Cole was yet to score, so he needs to find some form, and you could tell that a little bit. He was drifting out of the game slightly today. I think also what Manchester United need to do in terms of their midfield is just find a way to get them to link better. I think defensively they just don't feel as tight as they did last season, but that was very much the case. And Trevor, what about Everton at the moment? If they play like this against the lesser opposition, and it's not the nicest thing to say, but it is the case, you expect Manchester United to be right up there and challenging for the Championship, probably even winning it. That's where they sit at the moment. If Everton can produce this performance against other sides lower down the table, they will be safe from relegation. They'll be looking at an easy mid-table finish, potentially, if things go their way, another cup run, another opportunity to what they did 2 years ago. So Everton know it's on them to do this today. They have to find this level of performance, and they've got to find that belief that they can continue to do this. So now let's go ahead and round up the last 3 games of the weekend.
Chelsea beat Wimbledon in the FA Cup semi-final and continue to show that they seem to have the crazy gang's number. And this time Dan Petrescu broke through one-on-one with Sullivan and coolly finished to put Chelsea in the lead. The second goal was by their new signing, Torre Andre Flo. You might get to know this name. He was played through by Hughes, a brilliant finish at the near post that Sullivan had no chance of stopping. A potential new striking partnership for Chelsea? They were 2-0 winners. Barnsley got their first home win of the season as Bolton's 100% record came to an end. That didn't look that way to begin with, as John Sheridan found his way through to finish and put Bolton Wanderers ahead. But in the end, Ward and Hendry combined again to get the equaliser. Ashley Ward certainly sitting into life playing for Barnsley. And then the winning goal arrived, and it was Ward that set through the skipper. Neil Redfern one-on-one, he finished. A big win for Barnsley, their first home win in the top flight in front of their own fans. Traditional on Match Today that we have the 0-0 game at the end, and this one was slightly better than some of the others we've seen, but the finishing was still woeful. This header from Solis was as close as Derby County got. And for Newcastle United, the closest they got is when John Barnes' cross was controlled by Asprilla. The finish was woefully wide. Might have to be better when Barcelona arrive in the week. Trevor Sinstat with the review. So let's have a look at the table at the moment. And we start with the top of the FA Carling Premiership. Arsenal return to the top. They're joined by Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Both behind them, both winning 3 games out of 4. Manchester United, after the win against Everton, move up to 4th. Blackburn Rovers sit top of the pile of sight on 7 points after that big win for them. Barnsley's win moves them mid-table at the moment, but it's once you get lower down the table it can get a bit worrying. Derby, Villa and Wednesday still without a win this season, but with points on the board. Southampton sit no wins, no points, route to the table. After 4 rounds, top goal scorers in all competitions, including those in Europe and what's taken place in the Charity Shield, and it's between Chris Sutton and Dennis Bergkamp at the moment. The Golden Boot race is for there. Gianfranco Zola is himself in 2nd place, and 3rd place is tied at the moment between 5 players. Well, my thanks to Trevor and Trevor for all those views this weekend. It's time for the Match of the Day Man of the Day at the moment, and it can only go to one man. There were a couple of double hat-tricks, but scoring 2 goals that sends your sides top of their Premiership is definitely going to be unbeatable. It's Dennis Bergkamp, and from us, it's bye-bye.
Right turning, and Bergkamp turning, and scoring! Oh, that's really well worked. Ray Parler's in, and Parler for Bergkamp! Oh, that's a classic Arsenal goal.
thank you for watching here this match on Trevor Sports. If you've liked it, please don't be afraid to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you do fancy it, head on over to Ko-fi. The link is in the description. Buy me a coffee for all the hard work. Further than that, make sure you enjoy more games coming up.